When you sound more hypnotic, people are more easily mesmerized by each and every word you say. And they even start painting pictures inside their mind to visualize all the stories you tell them. More importantly, any choice or decision they will make later on will appear as being their own, even when you were the one who influenced their thoughts initially. So we are going to see in this video the clear difference between somebody who can't influence anyone with their voice versus someone who can lead anyone's thoughts no matter what he says. And if you notice you still belong to the wrong category, I will reveal at the end of the video one simple exercise you can use today to sound more hypnotic instantly and influence others effortlessly. So let's begin by mentioning one of the greatest hypnotists of all time, named Milton H. Erickson. He reportedly used his hypnotic skills to cure people who could not walk or talk, helped various patients suffering from phobias like the snake phobia, and even sometimes helped schizophrenics to live a normal life as much as they could despite all their hallucinations. But even if all the hypnotic and linguistic skills he was using were extremely advanced, it has also been said by the people who modeled him back in the day that if you were to do nothing but use his vocal intonations patterns, people around you would go into a healing trance anyway.
Conscious mind is learning a great deal right now. Only you don't know just what it is learning. I'd like to have you take your time about going into a trance. I don't want you to go into a trance too soon.
It does not mean you have to speak like a crotchety old man to get what you want in life, but simply that your voice intonation and your voice inflections and tonality alone can potentially lead anyone's mind anywhere you want it to go in a minute.
Just earlier, and no offense, I'm just going to point this out so that you know, you spoke out of two sides of your mouth. You said, I don't believe that men would collectively come together to use some kind of force against women. But when I asked, why would you need feminism then? You said, well, because we need to have some kind of force to protect ourselves from the patriarchy. Well, both of these things cannot be true at the same time. It has to be one or it has to be the other.
In such an example, it does not really matter in the end what you say or don't say, because speaking with such a level of assertiveness and calmness will make people around you presume that whatever you say is the truth and that what you say is more valid and important anyway than anything else they might have to say. But therefore, on the opposite, people who can never ever influence anyone, no matter how convincing they try to sound, this is usually because they just speak for themselves. They seem to be constrained by some bubble around their head, and they never seem able to lead attention or authority within a group because somehow in the back of their mind they are afraid of taking space in the conversation and into the area they are evolving into. This often happens when the person grew up with some abusive or aggressive parental figure around them. They did not feel safe enough to speak clearly, so they tend to mumble, or they tend to stutter, or they just speak with some monotonous voice because they haven't learned that it was okay to express themselves without suffering any kind of aggression from the outside. So they don't develop the kind of expressive voice that make them more influential whenever they speak, and that is something you can work on the unconscious level with many of the methods presented on this channel, in my courses, or with any person who can help you with this. And if you think you still suffer from this lack of assertiveness, this lack of authenticity, or this trouble to be more expressive with your voice whenever you want to lead people, there is one exercise I promised you in the beginning that you can use today, and it has straight to your intention. Basically, whenever you speak, there is some unconscious intention hidden in the back of your mind. When you approach a girl in the street, obviously you want something to happen between you and her, and if you don't clearly state that into your head, you might just approach her with a ring voice, but she might not even respond to you you positively in that case. Same thing happens in a meeting at work. If you want to present some new ideas to the company, to your boss, but you approach picturing your boss rejecting your proposition and making fun of you in front of all your colleagues, you might not even present your ideas at the right time, and some other guy in the company may steal your ideas, steal from you, and just get all the recognition you were supposed to have from the beginning. So your intention when you communicate is everything, but most of our intentions are hidden in the back of our heads, and we may have trouble pointing out exactly what is flashing through our minds at the moment we speak, or just before we want to interact with somebody with the intent of influencing them. Therefore, you might experiment with projecting your intention beyond the person you are talking to. If you look at a guy like Donald Trump, every time he speaks, it feels like he speaks to you directly. Even if you are behind a screen, and from behind that screen you may want to punch him in the face or say that he's the greatest president ever, whatever your opinions are, at least you can notice every time he speaks like he's talking to you directly. And the simplest trick to accomplish that, no matter what level of confidence you already have or not, is to look past the person you are interacting with, to talk past them. That means imagining, for example, you are not addressing the person just in front of you, you are talking to somebody even behind that person. What would it be like if, when you have something important to say, you picture somebody behind the person you are interacting with and you talk to that person in the back exactly as if your words were intended for that person specifically. This will help you project your intention further away and avoid staying in this comfortable, safe comfort zone bubble where nobody can hurt you. Expand, get out of this comfort zone, and one of the easiest ways is to project that intention behind what you are used to experience as a safe space. Expand, go beyond that, address the people further away from you, and whoever is into that range of comfort from you will get the message much more powerfully than if you were just talking for yourself into your small little world. When you do that properly, all your voice inflections will naturally match the intention you have projected, and the more calm you are about the fact that the person you are interacting with will receive the message positively, the smoother your voice will be as you interact with their unconscious mind at the same time. Then, if you want to clarify how to develop those hypnotic skills and get more into the language part of it and how to develop more hypnotic abilities whenever you communicate, I have made something special for you. Today, I have opened access, limited access, to the first module of one of my best courses, the 30 Days to Master Covert Hypnosis. You have that down below. It will only remain active until the day lined up right here, because it is supposed to be a paying course, therefore it is only a limited access for free for you. If you can watch it before it ends, you will receive a lot of great information, get some of the best exercises ever invented to develop those abilities, and you may even experience some shift or notice some shift in the people you interact with in the coming days. That being said, everything is down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon in the next hypnotic video.